Have you ever thought about how deeply identity shapes our lives? It determines how we navigate the world, how others perceive us, and even what opportunities we are afforded. But what if an identity could be swapped, manipulated, or falsified? What would that mean for justice and for humanity? Welcome to Dawson's Landing, a quaint riverside town along the Mississippi River, where one of Mark Twain's most ingenious and haunting tales unfolds. Pudd'nhead Wilson. This is not just a story, it's a mesmerizing exploration of identity, prejudice, and justice, peppered with Twain's signature wit and sardonic commentary. Buckle up as we uncover this literary masterpiece that will leave you questioning the very fabric of society. First, picture Dawson's Landing. It's a 19th century town that seems utterly ordinary at first glance, a picture postcard setting of a tight-knit community by the Mississippi River. It charms you with its relaxed southern demeanor, but don't let appearances fool you. Beneath its seemingly innocent exterior lies a complex web of human flaws and societal contradictions. This is the atmosphere where the story's thrilling and devastating chain of events will take place. Enter David Wilson, or, as the townspeople mockingly call him, Pudd'nhead. Wilson is a newcomer to Dawson's Landing. He's clever and kind, but carries a sharp, sarcastic streak. During one of his first conversations in the town, he jokingly remarks about owning a half-dog, meaning nothing serious by it. Little does he know that one offhand joke will shape the entire town's perception of him for years to come. They dub him Pudd'nhead and dismiss him as a harmless eccentric. However, and this is key, Wilson quietly harbors a brilliant mind and an unconventional curiosity that will later leave the entire town in awe. Next, we meet Roxy, a pivotal character and a testament to Twain's critique of racial injustice. Roxy is a slave in Judge Driscoll's household, but she's only 1/16 black, often mistaken for white. Her anomalous position in Dawson's Landing's racially divided world gives her a unique viewpoint and devastating fears. Roxy is a mother to an infant son named Chambers and serves as the caretaker for her master's nephew, a baby named Tom. These two infants could not be more different in terms of the lives society has planned for them. Tom, destined to be raised in wealth and privilege, and Chambers, destined for the hardships of slavery. But Roxy is plagued by a haunting thought. What if her son is sold downriver, never to be seen again? This terror leads her to one of the most audacious acts in literary history. In an act of brave desperation, Roxy swaps the babies. That's right, she exchanges her own son, Chambers, with the wealthy Tom, setting the stage for a fascinating unraveling of identity and societal assumptions. Now, Roxy's biological son, Tom, grows up in luxury, spoiled by wealth and privilege. He becomes selfish, manipulative, and shockingly cruel, traits nurtured by the indulgence lavished upon him. Meanwhile, Chambers, Roxy's son in name only, is thrust into the harsh, oppressive conditions of slavery, a victim of society's prejudiced classifications. This dramatic switch offers a biting critique of nature versus nurture, but also delves deeply into the arbitrary and cruelly absurd constructs of race and class in America. While life unfolds in Dawson's Landing and the townsfolk largely ignore him, Wilson quietly pursues an unusual hobby, collecting fingerprints. To the townsfolk, it seems a pointless pastime, another eccentricity to add to his peculiar persona. But as decades pass, this unassuming obsession turns out to be the key that will unlock a labyrinth of lies, crimes, and dark secrets. Fast forward 20 years, and the consequences of Roxy's baby swap are more apparent than ever. Tom, the boy she sacrificed everything to save, is far from the ideal son or man. He has been indulged his entire life to the point of moral decay. Now an adult, Tom finds himself drowning in debt from gambling and a hedonistic lifestyle. He refuses to work or take responsibility for his actions, committing theft and espionage as he scrambles to keep up appearances. But the stakes grow higher as he resorts to increasingly sinister crimes to hide his true identity and retain the privileges that were falsely bestowed upon him. And then, tragedy strikes. Dawson's Landing is rocked by a brutal murder. The crime sends shockwaves through the town. Everyone becomes a suspect, and paranoia tightens its grip. Suddenly, Dawson's Landing is no longer the quiet, picturesque riverside community it once was. It is a stage for hysteria and frantic attempts to seek justice. Guess who steps forward with a surprising offer to solve the case? That's right, our misunderstood genius, Pudd'nhead Wilson. For years, the townsfolk have scorned and ridiculed him, dismissing his potential. But now, his unassuming fingerprint collection turns out to be a cutting-edge forensic tool, light years ahead of anyone in Dawson's Landing's small world. During the climactic courtroom scene, a moment that cements its place in literary history, Wilson employs science and logic to reveal the killer. His fingerprint records expose the murderer and reveal an even darker secret. Tom is not who he claims to be. The explosive revelation that Roxy had swapped the babies at birth shakes the town to its core. This twist leaves Dawson's Landing reeling. Tom, born a slave but raised as a master, faces the harsh reality of his crimes and his fabricated identity. The real Chambers, born into privilege but raised as a slave, discovers his true parentage, but can never fully reclaim the life that was stolen from him. And Roxy, her gamble to secure a better life for her son, ends in heartbreak. The son she risked everything for turned out to be far more cruel and destructive than she could have ever imagined. Twain's sharp satire cuts through this bittersweet resolution, compelling both the characters and readers alike to confront the uncomfortable realities of race, privilege, and societal hypocrisy. What does it mean to have justice in a world that divides humanity by superficial boundaries? What does it mean to have an identity when it can be stolen at birth? Twain forces us to grapple with these questions, shining a light on humanity's imperfections and injustices while still maintaining a piercing wit and dark sense of humor. So, there you have it. Pudd'nhead Wilson is more than just a story. It's a masterclass in narrative craft, intertwined with compelling commentary on the absurdities of race, identity, and social standing. With its surprising twists, rich character dynamics, and timeless themes, Mark Twain's work remains as relevant today as it was over a century ago. If you haven't read it yet, you're missing out on a tale that will challenge your views and leave you reflecting long after you've turned the last page. Intrigued by the blend of humor, drama, and deep-seated truths? Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to dive into more timeless stories and thought-provoking tales. Together, let's uncover narratives that don't just entertain, but challenge the very way we see the world. Because sometimes, the answers lie in the stories we least expect. Stay tuned for more.